Configuration Management Scenario A. This is the Configuration Items application. Shows our repository of infrastructure, applications, and configuration data. Click on Business Services, get different views over here in the queries, and we can select the billing application. So you can see from the tabs on the top, there's a summary, details, or related CIs, topology view, and work details. So here's the summary. We have a list of the business service members, the classification, information like that. We can go to the Details tab, or we can see information like calendars for this business service, when it's changing when a calendar is, what blackout periods apply to it. Interested parties shows people that are registered to be told about information about this configuration item when there might be outages or updates to it. Related CIs tab shows CIs which are related to it. Here's strongly typed relations here, affects, contains, and so on. Topology tab shows a topology. We'll talk more about that later. And the work detail tab shows open work against this CI. Let's take a look at another CI here. The main difference in this CI being that this is a piece of this infrastructure. It's a computer system, so it has different information associated with it. So on the summary tab here, one of the main differences is it might have an asset associated with a piece of infrastructure. So you can follow this link to go to the assets application, view things like warranties and purchase orders and things like that that are on the asset side of the processes. And in the details tab, we have more sort of details around the configuration of this computer system, which is a little different than a business service. So we're back on the list tab of the configuration items application. There's different ways to see lists and views here. We have some predefined queries over here on the left side, authorized CIs, business services, CIs linked to assets. So you can filter in on things that way, see lists of CIs that way. You can also type in any of these headers information to filter based on the values of these headers of these columns. There's also the ability to look at more search fields. Brings up a dialog which has a lot of different fields in it that you can use to find CIs and produce different lists of CIs. Once you do find those lists of CIs or filter down, you can save your current query, so you can add to these saved queries on the left over there. You can type in where clause if you want to put in the SQL directly. Lots of options available here. Another option we have is that we have some reporting available here. Click on the Run Reports down here in More Actions. It brings up a dialog with a list of 10 reports for this configuration items. One of them is this CI link to assets. So if we can click on this, and we'll just submit it now without giving any parameters. It brings up the results of the report, which is the CIs and link to assets, and these are clickable as well, so you can drill in to get more information about a particular asset or a particular configuration item. Another reporting option we have is we have an integration with Cognos. You're actually entitled to use Cognos when you buy Control Desk. So let's look at some reports here around configuration management, just to pick one of these. So here we see a report of classification and how many CIs of each classification. This is looking at a different system than we were looking at a minute ago, so different data here, but gives you an idea. As you can see here in the Control Desk Knowledge Center, there are many ways to integrate data with external systems. One option is the use of REST APIs. I've installed a REST client browser plugin, and I'll show the use of a GET call to retrieve information about the billing application we saw earlier. You can see the method and URL at the top and the response returned below. If I scroll down, you can see the CI data returned from the REST call, such as description and status. Configuration Management Scenario B. I've opened change 1501 in the Changes application and will now associate the CI which will be modified by this change. I'll select this database server, so now all the processes can see that this database server is being modified by this change. Similarly, I've opened incident 1001 in the Incidents application and will now associate the CI which is the subject of the incident. The incident is about an issue with the loan processing application, so I selected that CI. Now I want to show you how those CI associations we just created are shown in the Configuration Items application. As you can see on the loan processing CI, CIs with open incidents are highlighted in the topology view by this yellow and orange triangle, which you can hover over to see the incident information. You can also view all open records against the CI on the Work Details tab. This is the Work Details tab for the database server CI we added to change 1501 previously. As you can see, the change association we made is listed here. This Work Details information is also available from the right-click menu in the topology view. Configuration Management Scenario C. The actual Configuration Items application shows the latest discovered values imported from discovery sources. The CMDB is created by selecting and promoting some or all of the actual CI. I'll demonstrate now by promoting some actual CI. I'll select 2 and click on the Create Authorized Configuration Items action to bring up this dialog. Next, I check the boxes so the promotion process will check whether a corresponding authorized CI already exists, and if so, it will be linked and updated instead of creating a new authorized CI. As you can see from the message, the promotion has been started in the background successfully. Now let's see how the CMDB can be augmented with contextual information to describe the dependencies between the CI. I'll select the Related CI tab from the Loan Processing CI. Here we see a tabular view of the relationships recorded in the CMDB between the CI. We'll add a new relationship by clicking New Row, and we'll create a new relationship type by going to the Relationships application, clicking on New, and naming it Supports. Next, we'll select the CI to be the source of the relationship, and you'll see the target is filled in automatically with the Loan Processing CI. Configuration Management Scenario D. I've navigated to the Spartacus computer system in the Configuration Items application and selected the Topology tab so we can take a look at the What If feature. The What If feature is used to answer the question, what if this CI had an outage? What other outages would occur? When we check the Show Impacted checkbox, the Impact Analysis engine is run to predict what additional outages would occur if Spartacus were to have an outage. The predicted outages are highlighted in yellow and have a yellow triangle decorator. This is the Spartacus computer system. We can see that this Oracle database is predicted to take an outage due to the color and decorator. These business applications would also have outages. This what-if information can be helpful for change planning as well as incident analysis. This is the CI Reconciliation Results application where users view the results of audits that compare the authorized CI with the latest discovered values. These reconciliation audits can be scheduled to run automatically on a repeating basis. Let's take a look at one of the discrepancies identified by the audit. If we look in the Reconciliation Result Details section, we see the authorized CI value listed on the left and the actual CI value listed on the right. Actual CI is the latest discovered values. You can see the num CPU's attribute value for the computer system is 4 in the CMDB, but Discovery reports a value of 2. If you feel the discovered value is correct, based on a recent change for example, then you can use the Update CI with Actual CI Value button to promote the discovered value to be the authorized value. However, if you want to escalate for further investigation, you can create a service request. Additional information related to this CI is provided below to help you decide what to do about this discrepancy. This includes recent changes against this CI, if any, a history of the values for this attribute, and any previous audit results for this attribute. To create a service request for escalation, simply use the Create Service Request action. As you can see, the values are pre-filled, but you can edit them before submission if desired. This is the CI Baselines application. A baseline is a set of authorized CI whose state was recorded at the time the baseline was created or in a subsequent version update. Typically, this is done to capture the state of a business service and its supporting infrastructure when it's configured correctly, so it can be compared with the discovered values in the future. This button is used to generate the comparison. The comparison results are organized into tabs. The first tab shows baseline member CIs which have some difference with the latest discovered values. You can click on the twisty next to a row to see the details. The subsequent tabs list baseline member CIs which were not compared because there is no discovered value, baseline member CIs which were identical to the latest discovered value, and a summary of any changes in relationships between the member CIs. We're talking about IBM Control Desk, critical capabilities, configuration management. In particular, we're talking about Scenario E. Here we are in the CI Topology application, the Configuration Items application, the Topology tab. You see here at the top, CI Topology. We're in the Order Management Business Service. So this is the visualization of the information in the CMDB related to the Order Management Business Service. So there's several techniques we've used here to help the users focus on the information thereafter and to reduce information overload. One is these swim lanes. These colored boxes, they have labels on the left here, and they have a color to them, they have an order, and they have certain types of CIs, classifications of CIs, which are assigned to each of these boxes. We have a setting for this out of the box, but this is fully configurable by the customer. So that's the first thing that we do that helps organize the information, and it does a great job. As you can see, it brings you right to the computer systems and databases and stuff like that. Another thing we use is we have two views on the right here. There's a business view and a detail view. The business view is a subset of the information, and we show the ones whose CI classification is marked to show in business view. We have a setting for that out of the box as well, but again, fully configurable by the customer. Detail view shows all the information in the CMDB, so we're not filtering any information at all. We're showing you everything that's in the CMDB, all the relationships related to order management. Now, do we really show all the relationships? No, we only show the ones that are related to order management. And how many do we show? Well, this breadth setting indicates how many to show. Right now it's set for 2, which means we start at order management. We follow one relationship to a CI, and then if it has another relationship, we follow it to the next one. So 2 relationship hops we go. You can adjust this as high as you want to see more information. Of course, the more you see, the more the more information you have on the screen here. Another way to help filter down the information and deal with the complexity and information overload is to filter by relationship type. So you can click on one of these over here. Right now it was showing all, but I click on member of. You can see it highlights the member of and grays out the other ones. We'll click it back to all so they all get highlighted. Similarly with the classifications of the CIs down here, I can click on one of these classifications and it will highlight just those CIs in the view that are of that classification. Let's scroll down to the computer system swim lane so you can see those. See, those are highlighted and the rest are just left as white boxes so you can see the overall structure. We also have this viewer up here where you can grab and pull the viewer around to move yourself in the picture and see where you are in the overall picture. So many techniques available there. The second part of the question was around how this view can help you speed root cause analysis, incident resolution, and so on. So one big hint we give you here is these decorators, these orange triangles here. This indicates there's an incident open against that configuration item. So if you're coming in here and viewing you have an incident and you're working on a particular CI in that incident, and you come in here to view the topology view and you see some of those decorators, that tells you right away that's a problem area you want to go look at because there's already a known issue, already an incident raised against that CI. That may be a cause of your problem as well. So you see that you can do a couple things. You can right click on that and you can view work details, which brings up a dialog showing you the incidents, problems, changes, or any kind of work that's on this as well. And here's the incidents view, this global view here.